Hi, this is Jill. I'm here to show you my latest action. It's a banner action. It was something that came up. I have my mentor, Karen from Snickerdoodle Designs, had a request. She's kind of got tired of everybody else seeing theirs done, so she decided to pipe up and come up with this one. The main thing she was looking for was a way to create banners and be able to adjust the papers in an easy manner. Anyway, let's just go ahead and let me show you what I have here. Let's get started. Now, first of all, if you notice, I don't have my action thing up here. And where I went was up here to under the windows and clicked actions and it came up. Now, let's get started. It's actually got several different actions here depending on just how much you want to do with your particular banner. So if I run this, it creates a document for me. Again, if you're familiar with my actions, you know it's going to be 3600 by 3600. You're going to first of all come up with what shape you want, and that's what this particular stop is telling you. So let's go, and I have this folder called Shapes, and I think I'm going to take this split rectangular one and accept it. Now, if I want to do the half circle, I have to run it separately. It's just the way things happen. Okay, now it's time to add your paper. So you can add a different paper for every single little banner you have there, or you can do the same, but it's going to open up and only allow you to place one paper. It's going to do it all the way through before you have the opportunity to adjust it, but once you're got all your papers on there, I make it a stop and you can stop and play around with them however you want. So let's go down here and I can find my striped. See, you're getting a look at my disorganization here. Okay, so I'm going to take this pink one and place it, hit return. It's going to come up with the next one, place it, hit return. You know, I'm sure you get the idea of this here. Now this is something that I see in PSE all the time. You think it missed something, but it didn't. It's just the graphics don't seem to be catching up for some reason. Sometimes you have to hit return twice. Okay, so this is where I give you your stop so you can adjust it. And as you see, the blues look good. They're kind of the way I want it, but the pinks aren't, and neither are the greens or the orange. So let's start with this one here and just move it till it's where I like it. And then we'll come up to the green, orange. I mean, maybe you like to have the color in the middle. I'm weird. What can I say? And basically the little banner thing that you saw is a clipping mask, and I've clipped the papers to it. So once I like what I have, I continue running the action, and that's it. That's the banner setup. Now, if you're happy, I say if you're happy with what you have, run the finished one. But, you know, I'm not happy. I'm never happy, right? So anyway, this is the banner part here. I can add shadows. Now this second part here, the shadows and the stitches, menu from menu scraps, you know, the other part of this crazy trilogy here. She tests my actions for me because she has an older version of Photoshop that I don't have. And she said, oh, well, I need some shadows and stitches. Okay. She's not talking drop shadows. She's talking about shadows here that looks like there's string going through there. So that's what this first one does, is it adds a shadow. And if that's good enough for you, just hit continue. If it's not, go in there and kind of move them where you want them. But I like this one, so I'm going to hit continue. And basically I tell you that's it. Now as you can see, there are still two layers because this is going to give you an opportunity after the fact to add drop shadows or even a style to the string. I'm not styling your string. That's up to you to do. If you see the previews, the styles I use are the string styles from Snickerdoodle Design, aka Karen. So now I want to add the stitches, and it basically warns you if you haven't done the other things, do them. But in this shapes folder, I have a thing called stitches, and I want you to navigate to that and place it in here. Now don't worry, it looks like it's in the wrong place. It gets moved up there where it's supposed to be. Now one thing you have to do if you want to add a style to these stitches, you have to do it before you continue on with the action. And that's because I merged these stitches into the banner. And that's what I'm telling you here. Now I don't think I have Karen's, no, I don't have her stitches. So we'll just pretend that I've done it. I'm going to go ahead and continue here. And that's it for the stitches. Oh, now if my mouse would work. Okay, now it's time to finish the stitches. And let's run that. And this is where all your magic is. This is where I'm going to put this into a loop. And that's it. Now you can continue and it'll save it, query you to save it out as a PNG, but if you can also save the layers, but I'm going to say, yeah, it's okay. I'm not going to save it, but you still have your two layers just in case you want to come in and make changes, for example, like adding a drop shadow. This ends up being, let's see what the size, yeah, this is a little wider than 3600 pixels, mainly because I always add extra pixels around the outside when I trim my things down. But if I did a straight out trim, it would be 3600. Now the thing that's really cool, I have to say here, and I'm giving away my trick, what I did in order to get this to get the swag to it is in Photoshop, the full-blown version, there's a command called Puppet Warp. Now Puppet Warp does not exist in PSE, but it does in Photoshop. So my experiment was to see if I could make an action, use Puppet Warp, and have it work in PSE. And as you can see, it did. This is one of the great things about being able to write actions that will also run in PSE. It uncovers some hidden capabilities that you're not aware of, but I can do it in Photoshop. And in this case, that's what I did. So that's it. I'm not going to style it anymore. I'm sure you know how to style it yourselves. Hope you enjoy it. With this one here, though, let's see. I should bring up the fact that there's 4 shapes in this. Let's come down here. As you can see, I'm doing this before I even have it released. In the shapes folder, there are several banner shapes. Now, if you want to use your own banner, you're going to have to experiment with this and make sure, though, that it kind of is in the inside the perimeter of the rectangular banner. Otherwise, the Puppet Warp will do weird stuff. The same thing kind of goes with this string here. I did something for a recent kit where I actually wanted to stitch across the top, and I tried, putting in a pre-made stitching thing, and it came out bizarre. So what I had to do afterwards, and again I did this in Photoshop, I had to kind of bend it along the line there to get what I wanted. But as far as getting something that's quick, this is quick. So thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoy this action. Can't wait to see what you come up with. Bye.